A reaction that is not favorable at one temperature can become favorable if the temperature is lowered. Therefore, what are the values of delta H and delta S? Well, let's just put down here to remind us, delta G less than 0, favorable. Favorable. But we started off as non-favorable, which means this term here, okay, we have a very high temperature. Let's assume we have a very high temperature, so this is the dominant term. If we want it to be not favorable, we need delta G less than 0, okay? So this term here would have to be, we want it to be not favorable, so we need delta G greater than 0. The only way to make that favorable is to have delta S negative, because then you have the negative here times negative here gives you a positive, so it will not be favorable. When you lower the temperature, that makes this guy less important, and this guy is going to predominate. So when does it turn favorable? Well, when delta H is greater, the magnitude of it is greater, and it has to be a negative, right? Because we want it to be favorable. So what do we have here? We kind of erase the negative there. Negative for delta S, negative for delta H. So the answer should be B. And the way to look at it is when we are at the higher temperature, assume that the here, let me erase this. At the higher temperature, assume this term predominates, and at the lower temperature, assume this term predominates.